Sorry, sorry about that. I'm gonna have to break this into two parts. Obviously, I hit stop instead of pause. So let me go back. My father has a phone but cannot use it. Sometimes he sneaks off in a parking lot while she is out compulsively shopping to call me and tell me how miserable he is. But he's a complete spineless enabler. Now I know. These people are old as fuck and still just live for the misery, as do they all. And I don't know if I even buy how controlling she is over your father's phone. Again, this might be another ploy for sympathy from you, from your father. Same thing my father did to me years and years ago, how my mother was driving him insane. He wanted out. He wrote her a letter that he was going to leave, and it was nothing more than a manipulation. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening in your case or in this case, but it's something to consider. I am stuck in this web and I just don't know how not to flip out each time the phone rings and it is their number. And we all feel that anxiety when they are at your door or on your phone. Before I go, you made me realize that my mother sexually abused me. I had long suspected her of Munchausen by proxy, where my mothers make their kids sick for attention. Well, definitely seems like your mother is an attention whore. So, and that's something that narcissistic mothers love to do, is use their children for their own sympathy. Something we've all dealt with as well. She did that to me all my life, dragged me to doctors, pumped me full of uppers and downers in the guise of allergy medicine. They love a runny nose. The narcissistic mother loves a runny nose because then you're just sick all the time. I was the little girl in the plastic bubble, if you remember that 70s flick. I was so sick and everyone knew it. I couldn't play on the grass because I was allergic to it. But on Saturday, you could bet your ass that my 45-pound little girl self was responsible for mowing our front yard full of perfectly manicured grass. Total bullshit. And it's amazing when you look at the narcissist behavior and the rules they set for you, how inconsistent they actually are. Because you're only sick for other people. But if it's something they needed to benefit them or to use you as some sort of manual labor for their own benefit, then your medical problems don't exist anymore, do they? Total bullshit. Allergy shots 4 times a week. I couldn't hang out with my friends on the block or go to their homes because you are allergic to cigarettes and you are allergic to cats and you are allergic to being allowed to having a normal life. That's a great line. You're allergic to having a normal life, which is how they set it up for you. So this is pretty much the basis to why we have so many problems, is the thought or the appearance or the opportunity for a normal life we actually have an allergic reaction to. I mentioned the allergies because this is what she used to get up my crotch and butt. Sorry, so graphic. I never realized. Hey, our mothers don't do these things to kids. Enemas forced on me at 4 years old, held down by my mom and dad screaming in pain, trying to escape their grip on me. What is it with these people and asses? How humiliating. Well, we've talked about my mom and her fascination with rectal fucking thermometers and how she used, when I was a teenager, she used to hold me down and sit on me and then pop blackheads off of my face and ears. It was, sorry, man, but that is a typical tactic of the narc. Your body isn't your own. Your ass isn't your own. Your face isn't your own. Your skin isn't your own. It's to be used and done with what they want to do with it. How humiliating. Nothing ever belonged to me, not even my body. Ollie, I have tasted the good life. I have been free of this shit before. I think that is why this hurts so bad. I feel like punching myself in the face for allowing any of it. But thank you. honestly crying as I write this, not of sadness, but with thankfulness that I am not alone. There are people who get it, and I will be willing to tell myself I do matter. Thank you for letting me share all that with you. I am so sorry for all that you've gone through in your life. Sincerely, and your wife, so sorry. I am a creative type, and the more I create, the more it reminds me that I do count. I do have a purpose. Because of you and your wife, I now know that there are good people in this world. Last thing, if you feel any part of my story can help anyone, please feel free to share it. I just want to be anonymous. I am curious to know if any other people have made the connections with the Munchausen by proxy phenomenon and NPD. Well, I think a lot. I know for a fact a lot of my followers and a lot of you out there have. This woman tells a story, a very familiar story, a very typical story of those of us who've been through narcissistic abuse. And the more of these stories that get out there, not even through me, if you start your own channels and your own blogs, you are taking more and more and more of the power away from the narcissist and hopefully getting on track to getting back to your own life. I understand the position you were in. You lost everything because of the economic crash. You lose your job. Most people are 1 or 2 paychecks away from being homeless. That's the world we live in the country we live in, whether it's the United States, Canada, Australia, the UK, or wherever you're watching this from, because I do have followers all over the world. You know, we are all on shoestring budgets, and missing one paycheck can destroy you for years. But that's when the narcissist pounds, that's when the narcissist strikes, when you are at your most vulnerable, and they will be on their worst possible behavior. So, I hope this story helped. Thank you to Michelle for sending it to me. It's a very powerful story. It's a very familiar story. I'm sorry for what you've gone through. But you know the answers, Michelle, and a lot of you know the answers. You got to get out one way or another and get these people back out of your life, because they will never change. They will never change. Because ultimately what they're after is what they want. But the problem is, once they get what they want something else. The narcissist want is never subsided. They're always going to be wanting the next thing and the next thing and the next thing from you. So, some of us are in positions where you have to deal with your narc even after having to go no contact, whether it's in my case because I have my daughter involved. But you need to get your stories out there, because these stories and channels like this and stories like yours are power. They are your defense, and they will ultimately, your stories and you being vocal is what is ultimately going to take out your narc and give you the freedom that you've been so seeking. I want to thank everybody again who has donated to my GoFundMe. I'm close. I'm over $3,100 to $5,000. That's over 60%. But it is important that I hit that $5,000 mark. So please donate if you can. Share if you can. If you have a story that you'd like me to share, please send it to me. The link again to the GoFundMe is in the description box. Also, if you're interested in my political channel, I'll put the link to my political channel, Generation X Politics, in the box as well. Thank you for watching. This is Ollie Matthews, and I'll see you again real soon. Thanks. Bye.